Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well out there. Today I would like to talk to you about two topics in math that are involved in measurement. And those two topics are mass and liquid volume. So let's talk about mass first. What is mass? Mass is the amount of matter in an object. If you remember from science, matter is the amount of space that any object takes up. So I take up space, so I'm made up of matter. You take up space, you're also made up of matter. Even this marker is made up of matter because it takes up space. So whenever we're measuring how much matter is in this object, we are measuring its mass. Mass is very closely related to weight. Typically, the more mass an object has, the heavier it's going to weigh. There are several units that we use to measure mass, and I'm going to talk about two of those today. Those are grams and kilograms. So first, let's talk about a gram. If something weighs a gram, it's actually very light. I looked around my house trying to find some objects that weighed about 1 gram, and here's what I found. First, I found this cap to a pen. So the entire pen would probably weigh more than a gram, but the cap alone would weigh about 1 gram. I also found a thumbtack, a paper clip, and my favorite, a raisin. I dug this out of my trail mix for you guys because a raisin weighs about 1 gram. The second measurement or unit of measurement that I mentioned is a kilogram. So let's talk about a kilogram now. If you notice, the word kilograms has grams in it, but it has a prefix in front of it. So this prefix, kilo, actually means 1,000. So kilograms, that would be 1,000 grams. So a kilogram is going to be heavier than a gram. Looking around my house, I could only find 2 items that weighed about 1 kilogram, but I want to show you. The first one is my toaster. Most people have one of these in their home. So if you fill of your toaster, that's about 1 kilogram. And the next item is my dog's bag of dog food. Now, when I first bought this and it was full, it actually weighed about 2 kilograms, but right now it's only halfway full, so I figured half of 2 is 1. That would be about 1 kilogram. Now let's move on to our second topic, which is liquid volume. When you are measuring liquid volume, it's a little bit different than mass. Liquid volume is the amount of liquid in a container, the amount of liquid in a container. And there are several units that we use to measure liquid in containers. Today we're only going to talk about 2 of those, and those are liters and milliliters. So first, let's look at liters. The abbreviation for liters is a capital L. When I think of liters, typically I think of a 2-liter bottle of Coke or Pepsi or any type of soda. I don't have any of those in my house because I don't drink soda around here, but you know what a 2-liter Coke looks like. So if you can imagine half of that, that would be 1 liter. But in my house, I did find 2 items. The first one is this bottle of rubbing alcohol. This is what they use in hospitals and doctors' offices to kill germs. Now, this bottle, as you can see, is not all the way full. But when it was all the way full, when I first bought it, this did hold about 1 liter of rubbing alcohol. I also found this cup here, has lots of numbers on it. If you look closely, if I were to fill this cup all the way up to the fill line, this would hold 1 liter of liquid. So there you have 1 liter. Now, the next unit that I mentioned, milliliters. Notice that it has the word liters in it, but it has another prefix. Now, this prefix is a little bit different. okay? This prefix means that the unit gets very small. It takes 1,000 milliliters just to build a liter. So milli actually means 1,000th. 1,000 of these would make one of these. And if you notice the abbreviation for milliliter, lowercase m, capital L. I could only find one object in my house to show you what a milliliter looks like, and this is what I found. This is a syringe that I use anytime that I want to give my son his medicine. If you notice on here, it has different numbers. Oh, here we go. And it has the abbreviation milliliters. So if I wanted to give my son 1 milliliter of medicine, I would dip this down into the medicine and I would pull it up to the first line. So this empty space right here would hold 1 milliliter of medicine. As you can see, a milliliter is a very small amount. So there you have the difference between milliliters and liters. What I would like for you all to do is go around your house and look at different items and see if you can find labels that have these units that we talked about. For example, I'm drinking a Gatorade right now, and if I look at the label, there are actually different units on here. We've got fluid ounces, pints, but here's one that we talked about today, milliliters. So go around your house and look at different labels and see if you can find any of the units that we talked about today. I would also like for you to go onto the Hamlin County School website. They have several worksheets on there that you can print out, and those worksheets explain mass and liquid volume very well. They give you lots of different objects that you can look at, and you can think about and determine which of these units would be more appropriate in measuring these different items. So it's very good practice in those worksheets.